Good morning and welcome to Live in a Greenhouse on YouTube. If you're new here, this channel is about my journey to design, build, and then live in the first greenhouse enclosed tiny home in the United States. Being the last Sunday of the month, today is the October end of the month walk around. You wouldn't know from today's sunshine, but the rainy season has definitely arrived here in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Our overnight lows are between freezing and the upper 30s. Our daytime highs are between the mid 40s and mid 50s. Most days are raining or overcast, so I'm not getting much solar gain in the greenhouse. But on a sunny day like today, it can be between 10 and 15 degrees warmer inside than it is outside. Progress on projects has been slow this month as I waited for materials to arrive for some. The weather didn't cooperate for some others. And I unexpectedly had to take a few days to clean out my last storage room and bring all that stuff up here. I'm so glad that I had the greenhouse to hold most of the boxes and only brought into the house the things that needed the extra protection, like family photos and fabric, while I sort through into piles of donate, toss, and keep, and then try to find a place to put all the things that I decide to keep. So if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe so YouTube will show it to more viewers, and come along today as I walk around the outside, the inside of the greenhouse, and the inside of the house. I kept the real estate signpost, and 3 years later, I finally got a sign hung. Moved a few rocks from this pile to edge the septic drain field, but didn't get the cartboard attached to the ground, maybe in November. The rest of the dirt will move to this space, but it's so nice to have any flowers that I'm waiting for the flowers to die back. The rain brought on another flush of blooms. The black mondo grass is doing well after the transplant last month. A variety of mushrooms have popped up. These are next to the ramp. Still waiting to plant this other signpost at the entry to the west driveway. Last month I brushed debris and moss off the roof and gutters, but the weather stayed warm long enough that I was also able to pressure wash the roof and all sides and the deck. Two kinds of fungus growing on the horse manure. These two sheds were here when I bought the property and were in very bad condition. I got the new door handle onto this one, so the outside is now done. I didn't get to the remodel this year. I'm a pretty serious quilter, so after remodeling, this one will become a sewing room and the other will become a tool shed. In the meantime, I've just been piling stuff inside that now I need to organize so I can find and access the tools I need to work on the other cabin. Didn't get to painting the door or finish the trim before the weather turned, but the T111 is painted to repair the east side, and the window just arrived today that will replace this door. Hopefully I can get that done in November. Yet another kind of mushroom. After I washed the trailer and deck at the start of the month, The rainwater tanks were down to about 1,000 gallons each. They're now full at 2,500 gallons each, plus backed up to the pipe at ground level. I didn't clean the gutters last year. During October, I cleaned the south side gutter. Since the ground is level and I have a 14-foot ladder, it's not too bad. This side is 60 feet long, and it took about an hour and a half to 2 hours. With the change in the weather, I'm starting to clean up the food garden. This was mostly an experimental year, but I've recorded a lot of data, learned a lot, but have a lot to learn over the winter to have more success next year. Starting with the soil quality. I've sent soil samples to a local lab and waiting the results for the vegetable area, the fruit tree area, the ornamental beds, and the dirt pile as it was delivered. The calamandan looks good. The key lime has greened up a bit more. Neem took care of the spider mites on the peach tree. The liner is cleaned and trimmed, ready for primer and sealing. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow, so with the solar gain, it should be warm enough to do that project. I started with gray tinted primer on the bridge and liked it so much that there is also now a gray finish coat. I really like how the bridge is now less prominent and will be a nice backdrop for plants. That is when there are plants. Pulled the watermelon and cucumbers. Learned that this isn't enough air gap for cucumbers. Leaving the peas to see how long they'll produce in this location. Pulled the rest of the lettuce and watermelon from this bed. I got one perfect tomato from this plant and hoping for one more. Leaving the carrots to see how much longer they'll go. Pulled the beans, but still getting yellow cherry tomatoes, so I'm leaving these until the freeze. A little more organizing around the potting bench, including adding this shelf I got from a local free pile. We'll probably get these last two boards set in November while I still have Matt's jackhammer thingy. Laying out the stones for a comfortable stride. Still a bit more tidying up in the sitting area. The lemon has been stable this month. I'm working on ways to protect it over the winter. Neem did not take care of the insects in this area, so next step is to try BT. Got rid of the mountain of cardboard I'd been saving to cover the ground before moving the dirt. Now I can store the cart here when not in use. Haven't gone through the house in a while. There are still boxes to sort through, but moving out the second 32-inch monitor leaves enough space to eat at the end of the table. My goal is to empty this dresser so I can move it out and bring in another chair. These are only a few of the leather faces my mother collected. The countertop ice maker is put away for the winter, so now there's room for a new orchid. cleaned the skylights early summer, but now that the ridge vents are closed for the winter, I'll clean them again. Finally found a framed mirror. Now I need to get it hung. Repotted the pothos into a larger pot. Wall space is definitely limited, and I had to scale back on wall art, but found space for my grandmother's and grandfather's license and diplomas, along with mine. I love how easily this door slides, but that has also been the problem, keeping it closed. I added this hook and a loop of elastic that works really well. It's easy to use, inconspicuous, and it stretches enough that I can reach it from the living room side. And now for mold watch. Humidity level inside the house has increased, but no sign of mold in the bathroom, laundry, or under the kitchen sink. But there is mildew on the greenhouse walls that I'll wash with hydrogen peroxide. And there you have it, the end of my first season ever growing inside a greenhouse. I've recorded a lot of data about temperatures, humidity, light patterns, and I've learned a lot, but still have a lot to learn over the winter to have more success next year. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and come back next time for the November walkaround.